Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're reviewing the American supernatural horror film Obsession. The film follows Bear, played by Michael Johnston, who absolutely nails this role, but more on that later. He's a music store employee who buys a supernatural toy that grants him a wish involving his childhood friend Nikki, played by Indy Navarrete, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who also delivers a fantastic performance. Again, more on that later. Now this wish, that she falls in love with him, and the result, absolutely devastating consequences. Supporting roles include Cooper Tomlinson, I hope I'm pronouncing that right as well, Megan Lawless, and Andy Richter. The film premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 5th of 2025 and had a theatrical release in the United States on May 15th of 2026 through Focus Features. Now, both critics and audiences have responded positively, and estimates claim that the film could gross well over $100 million on a budget of just $750,000, not including marketing, of course, but that being pretty impressive to say the least. The film was written, directed, and edited by Curry Baker, a man named after a popular Indian dish. Now, Baker is an American actor, filmmaker, and comedian known for his role in the sketch duo, but after Obsession, this might be what defines him for a long time. I just realized his first name is Curry, a popular Indian food dish, and his last name is Baker, somebody who bakes foods. This guy's, for this name, it's impressive that he's a filmmaker, not some sort of chef. Next up, we're going to cover a technical breakdown of what makes this film so well. First up being cinematography, helmed by Taylor Clemens, who handled cinematography, and the work is subtle but extremely effective. I mean, the close-ups, the zoom-ins, cuts, everything is crafted to make you feel this uneasy and terrified. That has been done very well. The music was done by Rock Burwell. He composed the score, and he does a pretty good job in immersing you in the story while also amplifying the awkwardness and fear in some key scenes. For instance, even though this is music-centered, he's someone who makes sounds and music, sometimes silence is just as impactful, which is done very tastefully in this film. The writing is top tier. Every line of dialogue has purpose. If you love films that reference past events or naturally call back earlier details, this is the one for you. I've absolutely enjoyed the fact that every element that was brought up was absolutely necessary. The directing and editing is solid, actors are positioned perfectly, and the tone is consistent. Editing is clean and purposeful, nothing flashy, but it all really works. I really was immersed in this film from beginning to end. A film I wasn't totally wanting to see. I wasn't like bursting through my door and running to the cinema to watch it. I heard good reviews, I wanted to watch something different. I'm not a big horror fan, and I really enjoyed it. The runtime, the film runs about 109 minutes, which it doesn't really drag, though I did find myself wanting the film to end a bit faster. It's likely more that I was impatient. It's probably because I was really eager to see how such a strong story would wrap up. I wanted to see a good ending, and that's what we got. Okay, so here on out is spoiler warnings or spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen the film, go watch it. Bring a date, bring some friends. It's really a riot. Just maybe not your family. There's a ton of violence, nudity, and some self-harm that's pretty sensitive to some viewers that they should be aware of. I myself don't like when people hurt themselves, even in film, especially the special effects has gotten so good nowadays. When somebody hurts themselves, oh man, does it really get my goat. Before we continue, what's your stance on spoilers? Do you guys watch these things anyway? Sometimes I watch film review spoilers just because I might not watch the film or just because I really want to see someone in-depth talk about the movie. Do you avoid them entirely, or do you just watch them or not? Please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Alright, starting off with the opening, the film begins with Bear and his friend talking at a diner about how Bear really should work up the courage to ask out this girl. Michael Johnston's acting here is spot on. A little bit almost too spot on. He seems so weak and pathetic and so anxious to ask out a girl, which that is such an easy thing to do. I know it's difficult to some degree, but to see someone like struggle this hard really annoyed the hell out of me in the theaters. I was like, bro, she's just go up to her, man. What are you doing? Anyways, his friend encourages him, but shortly after Bear finds his cat dead from accidentally overdosing on pills, it really hits him hard. I mean, tremendously hard. The dude is bawling his eyes out. And one thing to note upon my second viewing, I don't know if the director saw this or anyone on set, this was very fucking strange. When he opens up his medicine cabinet, there are like 20 bottles of pills there. That is not a healthy number of pills for someone in their who appears to be in their 20s. Is this person sickly? What the hell was that? Go ahead and rewatch this movie if you have access to see it again. As soon as he opens his cabinet, it's like 15 bottles of pills in there. It's absolutely wild. I digress. Later, he gets a call from Nikki who says she's put in her 2 weeks at the job they work at. This adds the pressure of him to confess his feelings. While on the phone, she drops a necklace down the drain and he ends up stopping by a store that sells crystals and magic items. That is another thing. And when I really enjoyed the film the first time, but as I watched it again, there were some things that I was like, this doesn't make sense, that's kind of silly, okay, whatever, but I rolled with it. Which, even though on second viewing you can criticize stuff, that's totally fine. The fact that first viewing totally got me through it without any questioning was really nice. I mean, he buys the wish stick at this crystal magic store. Next up, we have the bar scene in which they meet at a bar. All of his friends get together, and he's with Nikki, and he orders a pina colada and gets clowned for it. She doesn't reciprocate his feelings here, like about the drink. It's just weird. Like, why are you ordering that? I mean, hey, I haven't had a pina colada in forever. Maybe if I had one, I'd be the odd one out. Who knows? Something hinted at earlier is she loudly says "ew" when they're leaving the bar, when one of their friends suggests the idea of dating him or kind of like being together. And that really annoyed me because he's doing her a favor, and I know she's allowed to have her own autonomy and be like, oh, I don't want to date someone, but to say that loudly, hold on, I'm talking to you guys right now, the audience. What would you still drive your crush home after she loudly yells ew at the idea of dating you? Be honest. Yes, it's the mature thing to do to bring her home. It's a man's thing to do to bring a woman home safely, but damn, am I not going to be darned if that didn't hurt my heart or something. I mean, let me know what you guys think. She said that in front of all of his friends too, but I digress. They finish their drinks, of course, and they're leaving the bar, and this is why, like, Nikki wants to go home. Bear offers. It's an awkward drive. And after their awkward encounter, she does mention, like, hey, let me know if you like me. This is the last time to know. And because she's leaving, she's putting in her 2 weeks, and I think she's leaving somewhere, like actually like going somewhere away, but I digress. After this awkward encounter, he fails to confess his feelings, and then is when he resorts to the wish stick and wishes that she'd love him more than anyone else on planet Earth, and instantly she becomes creepily obsessed. This is what I would consider the absolute beginning of the movie. This is where obsession begins. Her behavior is wildly unsettling. Nothing crazy. She's not running around screaming or anything, but it's just genuinely creepy. She runs back into the car and she insists on being with him, excuses her odd interactions later on, I think like the following day, by claiming she was on drugs, and shortly after, a dating montage follows. During a rather serious date, Bear learns she lied about her father dying. This reveals she's capable of dangerous manipulation, especially of such a large-scale lie of saying one of your family members is dying just to convince a person to stay with you. Later at work, Bear discovers the lunch he packed for him, which she made for him and like just gave it to him for lunch, is made out of the meat of his dead cat. Oh man, earlier in dude, that was gross. The cat was decaying too, so he's eating decayed cat meat. He vomits. Chaos in the store ensues. A friend confronts him about this relationship, and Bear hides the truth about the wish. He could mention that things are going odd, but he chooses, again, this is a really key point, he chooses to wish this, and he chooses not to reveal it. A few scenes go by. I'm missing a few scenes just because of brevity's sake. The next one being the most important scene in the entire film. This one is very popular. It's the game night scene. Bear brings Nikki to a game night that she wasn't invited to because her friends have noticed her awkward behavior, and he's throwing a game night, one of his friends, and he invites Bear only to go because he really doesn't like the way Nikki's been acting. It's supposed to be a really fun, lighthearted night. Everyone's drinking and having a good time, but boy, does that change when she shows up. This scene is intense. The actress really nails the creepy awkwardness without it feeling cringy, which is very popular to do. It's not popular, it's very easy to do. You could easily like fake a weird smile or try to like laugh maniacally like the Joker or something. It just turns out super cringy, but everything she does really makes things unsettling. We learn the spell has taken over her body against her will during this scene. Again, huge spoiler there. She is in constant pain of not being in control of her own body, soul, and mind. She no longer has autonomy or any agency whatsoever. And any and all instances where she briefly regains control, her first instinct is to self-harm, implying that the suffering is unimaginable. Perhaps it's unbearable, I might say. A little bit later in the movie, while sleeping, her true self speaks. So when she's unconscious, for whatever reason, when she's sleep talking, it's actually her. She's begging Bear to put her out of her misery, to kill her, and she hits him with a devastating blow that she never loved Bear, only saw him as a friend, and begs that she kill him. The curse can only be broken if either she dies, of course, she not being alive anymore, or if he dies. For instance, she will no longer have him to love, and so because of that, the spell will break. He's told this by the number he calls on the back of the magic stick, because he's complaining about how awkward she's being, how terrible and how obsessed she is with him. Most guys would think this is the best thing in the world, having a girl like this. Man, watch this film and totally eat your words. That is not the case. The next scene, which is pretty much the ending, near the end of the film, this one is heartbreaking. So we find out that he can't deal with it. So he leaves after she's sleeping, and he doesn't kill her, of course. So he just goes to the car to meet a friend, and this friend's name is Sarah, who also works at the music store. She reveals to him that she has a crush, and she also reveals to Bear that Nikki has actually been hooking up with his friend on and off for many years. This is a really heartfelt moment. She's trying to reveal to Bear her own personal feelings. She reveals that his friend has been hooking up with this girl he's totally been in love with or had a crush on for many years. On top of that, she's also talking about how she got a letter from the mail about being accepted into college, and she's been turned down a few times, so this is her last college. It's not her first choice, of course, but she feels very sad. She's very vulnerable. She wants to share this moment with the guy she likes, Bear, after finally revealing. During this heartfelt moment, Nikki smashes through the car window and kills Sarah with a brick. If that's not intense enough, we finally get her talking to Bear. Nikki is talking to Bear after killing Sarah. She reveals, it's like hinted at, that the spell is sentient. She says, oh, this is what you wanted, this is what you wished for, this is that. It's fulfilling Bear's wish against Nikki's will. This is where the intensity of the film is at its most. Naturally, of course, being the ending of the film or near the end, and it's where Bear tries to reverse this wish. He's been convinced by Nikki to hide the body. This guy's going through it, man. Mentally, he's genuinely going through it. The fear in his eyes after she smashed through the window and unalived his good friend Sarah is very well done. It's not cringy. He's like literally twitching. He's so fear-felt. After this, he finally gets a distance from Nikki. He tries to reverse his wish by buying another stick, but you only get one wish. At least that's what it's according to the rules of the film. He begs his friend to help, but the friend selfishly wishes for $1 billion instead, which makes sense. I mean, who the hell wouldn't want to wish for $1 billion if he had the chance? Money starts to rain from the ceiling. Bear's chance to fix everything is gone. Now I got another question for you guys. Please write in the comments, dude, if you've seen this movie. If your best friend came to you covered in blood, begging you to make a wish, even on a novelty joke item, would you do it? Or would you end up joking around and wishing for $1 billion? I mean, this guy's a real jerk. Hooking up with a girl he likes, never telling him that she's easy or this and that. And on top of that, just not even helping you at your lowest? Come on, did you guys see that coming? And this is where I'll cover the ending of the film. This is one of the very last scenes of the film. He returns home to find Nikki completely disheveled and self-harming. He truly realizes the only way to end the curse is to end his own life. Instead of a quicker method, he chooses to overdose on medication, which is slow and painful. Nikki awakens from the spell after he passes, is horrified and free at last. She's screaming, the camera pans away and we get the credits, and it really is a chilling Twilight Zone style ending. That film is intense. It's awesome. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like. It really helps the channel more than you know. Tell me in the comments, like, what would you have wished for? Do you think Bear made the right choice? Is there another way he could have got rid of Nikki? Who is the best actor in the film? So those 3 questions, those are the ones I had for you guys. I was like writing it down. What would you have wished for? You get a joke stick, even jokingly. You're gonna wish for $1 billion? You're gonna wish for that? Maybe you do have a crush you really want to talk about or this and that. Do you think he made the right choice in ending his life? I really don't know if he could have just did something else. Hindsight's always 20/20, of course. And who did the best acting in the film? For me, it really is a coin toss between Bear's character and Nikki's character. You can give her all the flowers because she really was super creepy. It was insanely creepy. He did a good job in being a little bit of a wuss, being totally full of fear, and finally realizing, man, I gotta do something about this. And I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I do appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.